Hey guys, Ermus555 back here with DarkVulpine1. Sorry the video for part 2 cut out. It wasn't really that important though. Rob was just talking about how much he loves Pot of Avarice and misses it at 3.
Yeah, basically just saying find replacements.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah. So what this video is about is basically we are talking about the new ban list that's been shown on for the OCG. We talked about the limited cards, we talked about the ban cards, now we're going to be talking about the semi-limited cards. It's actually quite an interesting list, and yeah, I guess we'll just go down the list now. What's that?
Semi-limits are usually like the most
weird ones, yeah. Other than the ban.
Like, it's broken and not good at all.
Yeah, yeah. So starting off, Summoner Monk was originally at 1. What do you think of that?
Okay, my thought on Summoner Monk was it should have went back to 2 when they got rid of Cold Wave. Summoner Monk was busted to bits when Rescue Cat was around.
Yeah,
the original.
That was kind of the whole engine of the whole Cat Synchro thing.
People would go Monk, Cat, Arabellum, the Dark Strike, hit, tribute, game. That was the FTK. That was the OTK. That was stupid consistent because there were 3 Summoner Monks in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Summoner Monk to 2 is only going to help decks that need the consistency.
It's really not as great anymore either. When you it's still a great card, but when you think about there's so many ways to stop it. Like you can just wait for your opponent to summon it, use its effect, and then warning it, and then they go -1, or you could Veiler it, and then they go it's a 1-for-1, and it's just this little 1600 defense monster kind of just sitting there. But
yeah, he's a nice dark. Personally, I think that the card might work in here. I think it's going to definitely see some play in Heroes, so they could drop Luster Soldier and first turn Stratos.
I think the other thing that people seem to forget as well is he's level 4 and he has to grab, or is Summoner Monk level 3?
No, Summoner Monk's level 4.
He is level 4. Yeah, so you have to grab level 4. So if you think about it, that's an instant utopia. So I think he's going to be good in a lot of decks. He's already good in Scraps. I think Scraps are going to be actually very good this next format. Sorry guys, that's MSN.
Name a deck that you might want to play him in that you know, and you could definitely test him out if you'd like. If you want to try him in Nordics, to quickly drop Goldfax to make a level 8 a Synchron monster or a rank 4 exceed, and then have both cards you need to feed a Blackluster Soldier later on, because Summoner Monk's Dark and Goldfax is light.
That's true. That's a good point. There's lots of cool things you can splash him in. I actually really like Summoner Monk. I just think there's just too many cards that stop him now that I don't think he's going to be as popular, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Moving on to the next card, Tragoedia to 2. That was kind of a weird one, I thought.
We'll see. We'll see what it does. Tragoedia is infinitely less potent than Gores. I think that people like Tragoedia more than Gores. We end up taking it out.
Yeah, the difference between him and Gores is he's not a plus. And he doesn't have a defined attack and defense. Like he comes out with whatever's in your hand. But I think he's actually going to be very good this format, because now that it's not all about set a bunch of back rows, you're probably going to have a lot more cards in your hand. So I think he's going to be very good.
There's a little help for Monarchs there if you really wanted to
Well, Monarchs I think are still dead, but it's something.
Yeah, they're dead, but that's some of the roses being grown from.
Unless some genius person figures out how to run. I'm very interested to see the next YCS.
It just won't be Formula Monarch. So
no, they'll find. And now that surfacing's out, you can still kind of plus off the surfacing. So I guess we'll see what happens with that.
But the thing is you really can't win from a top deck Tragoedia. You can win a duel because of a top deck Gores.
Yes. Yeah. It's very true.
Tragoedia on its own is going to turn into a battle fader 9 times out of 10 if you top deck it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And not even a good fader. It's going to be a crap fader.
Yeah.
And it helps push exceed something, so it makes sense.
The whole level change, and it's a good card. I actually do agree. I think Tragoedia 2 is actually good. I was surprised it didn't come back last format, especially with all the back rows. Anyways, moving on to the next card, Necro Gardna 2. This was another one that I was kind of surprised about. I thought this was going to happen several formats ago. Actually, the format after Light Swarm first got hit, just because I thought that the deck got hit so hard, and I really didn't think Necro Gardna 1 was really that, that crucial. What do you think?
Yeah. My thoughts on Necro Gardna is we'll wait and see. I personally hate seeing the card against me because I know in this game there are a lot of times where you have one shot to punch over that Judgment Dragon or to punch over that Dark Arm Dragon.
Yeah, and if you don't, then it's going to use its effect on you next turn.
And if you don't, it's going to or Scrap Dragon. That is the ultimate card. I'm going to mention this, Scrap Dragon. Because next turn, Scrap Dragon's going to get rid of anything you wanted. So here's all I'm going to say: we'll wait and find out.
Yeah.
And if it had 100 less attack at 500, it would have been gone. It would have stayed at 1.
Yeah, I think Lightsworn is going to actually be very good next format. Chaos Chaos, just because Necro Gardna 2, Tragoedia 2, and then Blackluster's back. So I think Lightsworn are going to be pretty freaking crazy, but I guess we'll see. Card Tripper's still at 2 as well, so they still have all that mill power. So should be interesting.
They do, but we'll see. It's still a deck that relies on milling. So
yeah, and it's all about the stack. So. Next card, Dewloren. We're not going to talk about that very long. It was at 2 originally. They put it back up to 3, and then they're like,
"Pass turn." That's all I'm going to say. Symbols heritage, pass turn.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. They realized how stupid they were for bringing it back up to 3, so it's back out of 2. Nothing to say there. Next card. These are the spells. Destiny Draw. What do you think?
Destiny. You know what? As long as you keep Malicious at 2, have fun. You put Malicious to 3, Destiny Draw better go right back down.
Back down. Yeah.
That's a ridiculous plus for them.
I think.
Kill it, no problem.
Yeah, and I think that Destiny Draw 2 is actually very viable. I really don't think it's bad at all. It's just. What's that?
It helps Destiny Hero decks, honestly, like Plasma Control, you know.
And they're really not that good anymore either. Like, you know, Malicious is still great, but, you know.
They're not. They lost their speed. They lost their D-draws. You know what I mean? And in terms of all the limited draw cards, Destiny Draw is probably the one that made the most sense because you can't move Allure Darkness. You know, you can't really move. You can't move Graceful Charity or Pot of Greed from the ban to up. So it's really the only draw card that you could really move. And the engine, it's just an engine. You know what I mean? And why does one engine need to get slaughtered while the other engines are still humming well?
Yeah, I agree.
No engine. I don't want to hear about plants. I don't want to hear about Black Wings. Anything. No engine got destroyed like the Teledad engine did. That deck got slammed.
Yeah, destroyed. Well, Zombies got hit pretty hard, and so did Lightsworn. But Lightsworn still kept their engine. They just lost a lot of their crucial cards. Like they never lost. Solar Recharge is still one of the best draw cards in the game, and it's never got hit ever. So.
Yeah. But D-draw should be around. Swords of Revealing Light. I find this to be fairly interesting.
Yes.
One-sided stall. It is one-sided stall. The card will not do anything at 2. And then
now that Trunade's gone as well, you can't abuse it as much. But then there's also MSTs and Heavy Storm, so it's.
And your opponent's flip effects activate off of it.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, I had someone. I've had several times where someone's used swords on me and flip my Raikou up and I'll just pop it right away. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, or have fun flipping up a Gravekeeper Spy. Swords.
Yeah.
Like I love the card. I used to play it in everything. It used to be the ultimate staple.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, going to 2 is fine. I'm actually surprised it didn't just go to 3 because no one would run it. It's just it's okay.
What's to 3? So.
What's that?
Can't. You already put 1 stall card to 3, so you can't really put 3.
Which we'll get to later. Mind Crush is the next one. Mind Crush, that one I was a little surprised about. I'm a little worried because Mind Crush is a great card. And there are so many decks this format that are adding stuff to their hand. It's all about the searching now. It's all about just, find whatever you want in your deck. So I think Mind Crush will probably help out with the whole gadget thing.
It's also, It's also cool when your opponent starts checking your graveyard because no one has the sense to check your graveyard if they don't have Monster Reborn.
Yeah,
it's fun to just Mind Crush them and then go, by the way, Mind Crush Reborn, get that shit out of there.
Yeah, and Mind Crush is gonna be good for getting rid of heavy before your opponent can use it and stuff like that. And the only thing I'm a little worried about is Dust Shoot is still. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but Dust Shoot is Dust Shoot. That's a completely separate card. I mean,
it's the thing. Only problem is Mind Crush Dust Shoot is you can win games off of that, and that's going to be a lot more viable now.
Yeah, it's sack. Don't get me wrong, it's sack. But Mind Crush is not the problem in Trap Crush Shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's Trap Dust Shoot.
Like
This issue.
it does shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but Mind Crush is just, you know what, I think Mind Crush is a really cool chain up trap that I'm glad that I think should have went to 2. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, yeah. Really, everything on the semi limited list, I generally agree with everything, and there's nothing on the semi limited list that I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Why did they do that?
The last one actually might be there. Honestly.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, especially with so many cards that you bring them back and you get searches and stuff off them.
Without Monster Reborn banned, Call of the Haunted to 2 is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Reborn should have been banned. I don't know why it didn't get banned.
I don't know either, but Cole is just like, dang man, it's so chainable. I personally, a few years ago, Cole was banned. Not too long ago, Cole was banned, and now it's to 2.
Sign of the times.
We'll see. Sign of the times, but I don't agree with it. I think Call should stay at 1.
I think Call should stay at 1 as well. There's too many decks. I think zombies are going to be very big this next format. I know you agree with me. And zombies have their very amazing Goblin Zombie, which is basically their Sangan times 3. And Call the Haunt is Call the Haunt is just going to make that more viable. Just insane pluses. Like I can just see it right now. Like Call the Haunted Goblin Zombie. Drop Goblin Zombie for Caius, and even if they MST in that situation, even if they you activate Call and target your Goblin Zombie and then they MST it, you're still plussing, right? It's still a minus for your opponent. So
you still got rid of their space Typhoon. You got rid of one of their backers.
Yeah, and then that was just a special summon. You can still search out. You can search out a Zombie Master, summon it, and then special Goblin Zombie back. That's another plus. But then if they don't stop it, you can just.
That's gonna be a good card.
Yes, zombies are going to be huge. I think we call the Haunted that too. That's actually the one thing I kind of don't agree with. I do agree with you saying that Call the Haunted is the one that you're kind of like, why did it go to 2? But I still love Call the Haunted. I don't think it's broken, and with all this back row stuff, it's not that bad. But just the fact that it's chainable and you can grab all these.
Yeah, one of the best chainable traps of all time.
Yeah, and you can grab all these searchers. Grab Card Trooper, grab Goblin Zombie, grab Sangan. Whatever. Grab Dandelion, and the fact that you could have one of your big monsters die, and bring it back easily.
Call the Haunted Blackluster Soldier Envoy.
Yeah, Call the Haunted Titanial. I don't know how many times I've done that. Opponents like frick.
We'll see what it does.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's part 3. That's the semi-limited cards. Next, we're gonna be talking about the cards that went up to 3. This one's got some interesting stuff on it too. So. Yeah, make sure to check that out. Oh yeah, yeah. So make sure to check out part 4. We'll be talking about that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, see you in the next video.